Guys, this is the 1 year episode, but I just had this idea and I wanted to share it because this might be how I do every episode from here on out. And I finished recording the show already. This is me after the fact of everything. I'm about to go to sleep, but I just had this idea and I wanted to share. So what if I started every show off with the day of the week, the date, the time, all that stuff, and then a summary of what I talk about in the show. So that way, as I guess you're listening, you know what to expect, what's coming up. And for future listeners, they can just listen to the first 1 minute, 2 minutes, see if they want to listen, and then peace out. I was thinking that because I wanted to say what this episode was about, because it's kind of all over the place. But this is an idea I had. So who knows if I'll do that. But what's today's episode about? Well, today's episode is just a shit ton of stats. I'm going to put as much as I can in the description below. And it's just going over stats, everything that I did, didn't do, why I'm doing this, everything that I learned, things like that. And then at the very end of the show, there is a 20-minute coaching call that I had today. That happened before I recorded this show. So that's what that's about. So just wanted to preface the show with that, and is something that I think about and I want to consider doing. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, without further ado, whatever that means, here's the show.
Yo, holy shit, we did it. 1 year straight of recording a podcast every single day. And you might notice that the audio quality isn't as good as it usually is. And that's because I don't give a fuck. I'm laying down on this air mattress in my office because the thought of sitting in an office chair any longer, I'm good. I'll pass. So no rules, man. The biggest milestone in the show's history, and I'm laying down on an air mattress in my office because I call the shots. I make the rules. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Whoops. I'll probably go back to my desk because I want to read over the stats. But one thing that I already recorded today was the coaching call that I had. They answered my question live, so that was all recorded. And I talked about, don't even know, but that was earlier today. But that will be played at the end of the show because I wanted to touch on the year mark before I started the show off with some coaching call. So there's that. It's 9/23. It's October 18th, 2024. It's Friday night. I'm so exhausted. But here we are recording a show. I'd like to go to bed, but show duties. So I don't know, man. I don't even know what to talk about. No plans for anything crazy. No plans to change anything. I mean, I'd like to change the cover. I've talked about that plenty of times now, but it's not important. It shouldn't be my focus. I'm just kind of hanging out. This is a big deal. I got 1 year straight of this shit. Doing anything every single day for an entire year, that's cool. I think that anybody who does anything like that for a year straight, I think that's pretty cool. So, pat myself on the back for that. Proud of myself. But, you know, the reality is that I'm only 5% of the way to the goal. Now, 5% is a lot more than 0. 5% is a lot more than 2. But we're just getting started. And to think that I'll finish the podcast off in 19 years from today, and then not make them anymore, that's not going to happen. So this will definitely be going on for a while. I can't just do something for 20 years straight and then say, done. I don't foresee myself having that happen. Because if in 20 years I have everything and more, then this podcast is getting an upgrade. It's getting the best quality, the best audio, all the effects, all the sounds, all the high-end production, all the stuff. Because if I can afford that shit, then you bet. We're the only podcast in the world with 14,000 episodes, because that'll be 40 years from now. 14,610 is 40 years. So by then I'll be 67 years old. Still have about 40 years after that to go. So we could do 33,220 I just did that math in my head, and I know that is correct. What did I just say? 33,220? Siri, what is 7,305 times... Fuck, I don't know. Hold on. God damn it. Oh, I wanted to... Siri, what is 7,305 times 4?
7,305 times 4 is 29,220.
The confidence that I had in my answer is so upsetting because I was off. Where the hell did I get 33? Whatever, dude. Who gives a shit? I stood up and walked to my desk and then came back and laid down. So, I don't know what to talk about. What a way to celebrate the year, huh? This is actually still year one, so maybe tomorrow will be a different intro, different whatever. Maybe I'll be moved to Colorado and starting year two. I'm just kidding. I'm staying in Utah. All right. Well, I've said a lot of nothing this show, so let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go to my desk. Let's pull out some stats. I did want to go over that. I want to go over the numbers for the first ever year of the podcast. So let's just pull that up. All right. So, all right, guys. So as of October 18th, 9:27 p.m., these are the stats of the show, the official stats of the BQPOV to the Podcast Show of the B.E.D Project podcast. B.E.D stands for Bryson Every Day, or Business Excellence Discipline, or Becoming Exceptional Daily. EPIC. All right, here's the stats. So, as of today, the 1 year mark of the entire show, let's go ahead and pull this up. We've got 3,157 downloads. In the last 30 days, I've had 743 downloads. In the last week, I've had 90. In the yesterday I had 16. Pretty cool. My highest month to date is this month. It's only half over, 629 downloads. My lowest month is December 2023 with 4. 4 downloads. Second lowest is January 2024. So this month I got 50. And then it goes to 1. So from December, January, February, all the way to October, we've got, and I can't see last year for some reason. Oh no, because I didn't. Yeah, that's right, because I didn't announce the show. Okay, so it goes. So from December, January, February, March, all the way to now, it goes like this. 4, 50, 168, 137, 169, 479, 370, 486, 375, 290. Now we're at 629, months half over. So this is going to be a record-breaking month. Might hit 1,000 this month. I doubt it, but if I do hit 1,000 this month, that means I can start running ads. And I can start making a couple of dollars per year. All right, so who listened to the show the most? We got United States with 2,628 downloads. I'm not going to read every single download off unless it's significant, so it'll probably just be the first 5. We have the USA, 2,600 downloads. We have New Zealand, 160. China, 120. Russia, 86. India, 68. France, 18. Rwanda, 18. And then every country that I say for the rest of this list is below 10. United Kingdom, St. Kitts and Nevis, Mexico, Chile, Netherlands, Sweden, South Africa, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Germany, Dominican Republic, Israel, Kenya, Liberia, Nassau, Malaysia, Mozambique, Norway, Peru, Poland, Paraguay, unknown. And everybody knows that that's Mars. In the United States, which states listen the most? So we have Utah at 1,350, of course. And then we've got California at 617, Virginia at 320, Georgia at 80, Arizona at 28, Texas at 27, Florida 24, Idaho 22. Every state I'm about to say is below 20. Vermont, Washington, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, North Carolina, Oregon, Ohio, Missouri, Kansas, Michigan, Alabama, Illinois, Colorado, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, South Carolina, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Oklahoma, West Virginia. And actually, in one whole year, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, Nevada, New Mexico, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Maine,
and Delaware have not streamed my podcast, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 states. We've got 37 states that have listened to my show. So there's that. Let's look at the download sources. Out of Spotify, everything. In the last year, Spotify reigns supreme with over half of my overall listeners coming from Spotify, 52%. So that's 55 coming from Spotify. Then we have Google Chrome, not even Apple Podcasts, because everybody knows that Spotify is extremely superior to every other platform. Then we have, not Apple Podcasts, we have Safari with 231. And then we have, not Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio at 216. And then we have Apple Podcasts at 155. So what is that? That would be half. So that's 5%. 5% of my listeners have come from Apple Podcasts. Half have come from, it says the percent next to it. I'm trying to do the math and shit. Then we have Microsoft Edge, 139, Firefox, 47, Deezer, 23. The rest are below 10. Podbean, Amazon Music, Chromecast, Xbox, Android Player, Audible. Cool to think that I'm on Audible, man. Castbox, Pocket, Podcast Addict, Samsung Free. My top 10 episodes as of the 1 year mark. Episode 1, Just Start, 35 downloads. Episode 342, 31 downloads. 351, 30 downloads. 157, 20 downloads. 100, 19 downloads. Episode 2, Just Start, 19. 287, 16. 286, did I say sex? Nice. 15. Episode 3, 15. Episode 242, 15. There's that. And I don't know how to check this. It won't let me. Oh, excuse me. God damn, I'm tired. I'm going to click every month. So the most amount of unique people who have streamed the show. So October this month, we had 28. Actually, let's go back to the start. So this is cool, man. December 2023, I only ever had one person, which is myself, listen to the show. January, we had 11 different unique people in one day. This is on one day. I don't know the total people, but it is per day, the record. So 11 in January of this year. February, our record was 11. March, the record was 10. April, the record was 9. May, the record was, oh shit, that's the record. May 17th, there was 30. What episode was that? Hold on, we gotta check. So May 17th. Hold on. May 17th, 20th, and 19th, I had a shit ton of unique listeners. Let's go back and look. May, okay, almost there. May 17th is Powerful Negative Thoughts. And 19th is Quitting FedEx for a Job That Pays Me to Learn. 20th is Nitty Gritty Details About What I'm Actively Working On Right Now. And that's when I got the most listeners? That's interesting. We're not smarter than they are. It takes some fun. Huh, that's very interesting. Okay, so the record is 30, and that was in May. And then we have 2 back-to-back days of 27. And again, this is unique people listening on one day. It's not one person listening to 30 episodes. It's 30 people listening to at least one. Nice voice crack. Okay, we'll go to June. So 30 is the record so far. June looks like we touched 16. July, we hit 23. August, we hit 15. September, we hit 10. And then this month, we hit 28. So it looks like 30 is the all-time record. 30 different human beings on this earth were listening to my shit in one day. That's crazy. So that's actually the statistics right there. Let's go to the episodes and see. Can I check which ones have not been listened to, have been listened to the least? Let's see if I can do that. Yep, we can. Nope, I can't. All status. Damn it, I can't. I'm going to go back to the very start of it all, and we'll see. I have to click through so many episodes. It's crazy. Okay, so when I go all the way back to the front, episode 1 through 8 have been listened to at least 8 times. I'm going to try to find the lowest number that I can. It's going to take a sec. I'm going to pause. It's going to take a minute. So I'm going to go through and find the lowest I can. All right, I went through them all. Episode 145, 140, and 138 are the only episodes that have less than 4 streams. The reason why I say that is because they're the only ones that have 3. So every single podcast that I've ever recorded and published here has been listened to at least 3 times. So that's pretty cool. There's just those 3 that are 3. Everything else is 4 or above. But it was really cool. When I went back to the start, every one of them has a good amount, at least 10. And then it trickles off. It gets down to 5 and 4, and then they had those 3s. And it's funny because those are the ones about my new townhome. I talked about my new townhome, how I was going to get that, how I called it out. And I would argue that's a big thing in my life. And it's funny because those episodes just didn't have... Nobody listened to them, which is fine. I don't give a fuck. I'm recording all of these so somebody can listen in 19 years. I genuinely mean that. I say that every time. So, yeah, there's those 3 episodes that I've only listened to 3 times. But as I kept going up the list, the numbers kept getting higher and higher, and the average went from 4 to 8, 9. I would say the average is about 10 or 11 now, which is pretty cool. It's cool to see that because I remember I started for the first 100 episodes, guys. There was not one person on planet Earth that knew I had a show. So the first 100 episodes, I had 0 listens. I think I actually had 5, and those random people who found the shit, but nothing happened. So there's that. And as far as the ratings go, let's see where we're at. So we got 14 5-star ratings on Spotify. I don't know what other platforms to check. I truthfully don't really give a fuck about the rating. I'm going to keep... What am I going to do, quit because it's 1 star? No. So this one might be long-winded, but I'm going to read what the About page says because I'm really trying to document everything. If you don't want to hear this, skip ahead maybe 1 full minute. Let's see. So, do you ever wish you could go back and listen to Andy Frisella, David Goggins, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, presidents of the U.S., best-selling authors, famous celebrities, elite CEOs or founders, or famous musicians before they made it big? The B.E.D Project podcast is a daily documentation of every thought, every decision, every move, every win, and every loss that Bryson Q. Sessions goes through in his pursuit to his ultimate success. In this daily, extremely vulnerable, shoot from the hip style podcast, Bryson shares lessons he learns along the way, the decisions he makes based on where he wants to go in business and life, and everything in between, from business to discipline, to time constraints and ice baths, to working 3 jobs and capturing every sales interaction, to buying time back and getting lean, to in-depth looks at his thoughts in the creative side of things and why he chooses to spend no time at all with friends, family, colleagues, or coworkers ever. This show is a roadmap that showcases every single move Bryson makes from October 2023 to October 2043, which is 20 years. A lot of what is talked about and said in this podcast is done with the intent that it is received by an audience 5 to 15 years from now. There will be 1 episode every single day until episode 7,305 at the 20-year mark. If you're listening in 2024, you are in the very, very early stages of this project. Please enjoy. You can follow Bryson at his Instagram at BRQUSE. Boom. See what I'm saying, guys? I'm a slur. It took me a minute and a half to read that. It's not even a full page of a book. So there's that. That's what we got. The cover art is just a white backdrop. It's got me, side profile, parental advisory. We got daily documentation of a man who desires more. Big bold letters, B.E.D. That's that. Let's see. Here is the change log. And we're going over everything. I'm going to go over the change log here. Change log meaning, I call it tracking downloads, golden BBs. Learned that from Alex Ramosi. So, all right. So I achieved 100 downloads February 6th, 200 downloads February 22nd, 300 downloads March 23rd, 400 downloads April 3rd, 500 downloads April 25th, 600 downloads May 7th, 700 downloads May 16th, 800 downloads May 19th, which is crazy because that was 3 days. 800 downloads May 19th, I just said that. 900 downloads May 26th, 1,000 downloads May 31st, 1,500 downloads July 9th, 2,000 downloads August 9th, 2,500 downloads September 28th, 3,000 downloads October 10th. Excuse me. I realize these are a lot of numbers thrown at you, but I'll probably put this in the show notes. Here's the golden BBs, the things that I've changed and updated. And I had this thought May 13th, 2024. So I was going to update everything. I was going to keep track of every change that I made to the show. So May 12th, I added the Instagram handle at the end of each show entry. May 13th, I added the day of the week to each date in the show entry. May 15th, I changed upload time to 2 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. May 17th, I added categorization for episodes by emoji. That's the show tags. May 21st, I added line gaps between the thoughts and paragraphs to show in the show notes. June 11th, I added notable episodes to podcast descriptions. And I also added Instagram link to descriptions instead of just the name. On June 17th, I removed the periods from B.E.D, so it's just B.E.D, Better Search Engine Optimization. Same day, I added the diamond emoji to the notable list in the description. Same day, I added the tag emoji to tags list in the description. On June 24th, I changed the descriptions to be summaries, not added content. June 29th, I updated the podcast description to it entirely to be more fitting for the show, which is what I just read. July 9th, I added the LEU, tracking download sheet for more analytics. Oh, latest episode uploaded. July 14th, I added summary and additional points not covered to descriptions. On July 15th, I added follow me on the Instagram link. Same day, I clarified the show tags, made them better. Same day, I bolded, underlined, and italicized certain text in the description, which only applies to certain things. On August 6th, I made chapter 2 intro and outro. We know how that ends. August 6th, I added see episode 292B for details on the side of the show. On August 8th, I added an orange dot for live work on a task show tag. Same day, I had listen to 292B in all summaries. I moved it to the top of the description as well. On August 22nd, I moved listen 292B to the bottom of the notes, so summaries and preview from feed is in preview, sorry. Titles are now September 2nd, titles are now mostly laundry lists with all major topics separated by commas. Kinda. September 29th, added drop-down functionality to all descriptions for easier input. I've actually never talked about that, but it didn't make it easier because I got to do more shit now, kinda, so whatever. And then there's more shit. Yeah, September 29th, added link to both Instagrams and 292B in the description, so it doesn't say just my name, it has the links. And then I also added bold dividers between each show description, which is something that you guys don't see. It's on the back end for me for better organization. Now, that's a long-winded, so there's 26 changes that I made to the show description, how I was running things, update time, or upload times, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's that. So, I don't know, man. So if I keep this up, I can't remember I have a spreadsheet. Of course I do. I have a spreadsheet that goes over... I'm going to try to look for it. I have a spreadsheet that goes over what my listens, I can expect how many listens I'll get to at a certain time. Workouts, measurements, calc, intake form, calendar, time set chart, workouts. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. Friday requirements, post schedule. I don't know. But if I just keep it up, what I'm doing now, then I'll be at 6,300 downloads by next year, which I guess that's the goal, right? Whatever I got this year, I got to beat. But again, I'm not trying to grow the show. It's just to document everything, because when I'm uberly successful in however many years, then we'll have this to look back on, and that's when people will probably start listening. And that's when I don't know. All right, well, I'm not really sure what else to touch on here. Media manager. Okay, well, when I first started, I used Spotify for podcasters, uploaded it there, and I only was on Spotify for the first 70 episodes. Then I found Podbean, which allows me to distribute to all platforms. Started using that. The way that I upload shows is I record on my voice memos app on my iPhone. It's the default app that every iPhone has. Or my MacBook, same thing. And I would upload that to Adobe Audition, and then I would convert the file from M4A to MP3, and I'd add some voice effects so it sounded a little bit better. I would name it, export it, upload it to Podbean, then schedule it for 2 a.m. tomorrow. Every single episode that I've ever done, well, no, actually that's not true, damn it. Every episode I've done after 100, I believe, I wrote a description for, with the show tags, stuff like that. That was all a work in progress. And then that evolved into what it is now. I had an intro and outro for a while, but I guess I never saved the file, which is crazy because I was using that same intro outro for months, and then my computer shut down, didn't allow me to save, and then it was gone. So I don't know. Whatever, not a big deal. Did put a good amount of effort into making those, which kind of sucks, but what am I gonna do, quit? So there's that. What else is there? As I'm saying, I'd like to point out that episode 363 was, I'm willing to bet, is the one and only episode where I didn't say like or as filler words. Not once in the entire show did I do that. And that's always the goal. I just want to get better at speaking very articulately. And yeah. Also, if you can hear that, that's my gallon. Done. Gallon is done. Hey, Shawnee, drink water. I promise it's good for you. It's easy. I think, Shawnee, I know you're listening. I think of you every time I drink a gallon because it's so easy. I want you to drink a gallon. You'll feel better. Love you. Bye. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to share. Let's talk about the ads real quick. So, why do I want to run ads? Well, if I can make some money off of this in the meantime by putting a 30-second ad in, I'm cool with that. And if I can choose the ads, then I will. But if not, then I'm kind of not exactly for that. But, dude, if I'm going to have, think about this. If I have 7,305 episodes, and every single one of them has a 30-second ad, and I have, I don't know, it sounded a lot bigger in my head, so never mind. So I can promote my podcast by advertising on other podcasts. So interesting. I can make money by joining Podbean's ads marketplace. Podbean Ads Marketplace is a free, simple way to earn money through sponsorship on your podcast. And then I can use Podbean Dynamic Ad Insertion. If you have your own ads and want to dynamic insert the ads in your podcast, use Dynamic Ad Insertion. So the one with the marketplace, I have to have 1,000 monthly downloads to apply for that. I don't even know what it means. I imagine they just throw some ads in there based on what the target demographic is. They get put on here, people listen, and I get some dollars. And I could be super wrong about this. And matter of fact, don't ever quote me on this, but I think it's every 1,000 streams, I get $20. So if I'm getting 100,000 streams per month, it's $2,000. So I'm getting 1 million streams per month, which I will at some point in the future. I'll be getting $20,000 a month from ads, from a 30-second ad from just the podcast. So if I'm crushing it and I'm doing 10 million, I'm making $200,000 a month on just ads, which is probably what Joe Rogan does with a couple zeros on that one. But that's it. What else is there? Yeah, I use Podbean. Podbean's the software that I use to manage everything. It costs $15 a month. That's what that is. I use the Adobe Suite. It's got Audition, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Photoshop, Illustrator, Media Encoder. It's got all this stuff. I think it's $30 a month. I got a discount from $60. Apparently you can say you want to cancel and offer you a lifetime discount. So just subscribe for a month and then say you want to cancel, and they'll they'll give you a fat discount because they want you to leave. So that's what I did. Pay $30 a month for these things. So there's that. What else am I missing? All right, here's a fun fact. So I've recorded a podcast in my car, recorded a podcast in my bedroom, at work, in a FedEx truck, in my office, in my kitchen, in my living room, in Colorado, at Lexi's house. Where else? Outdoors, at the gym. I really don't know where else. Those are the main ones. Okay, here's something that might be interesting. How was I able to do this for a year straight, not miss one single day? And is it true that I didn't miss any single day? Because I upload these a day later. For all anybody else knows, I could be lying and I could just fake the date. Well, if you've learned anything from the show, it's that I've got a shit ton of integrity with all of this. I would stand to gain nothing from faking a day. And I would know deep down in my heart of hearts that I did not successfully do this every single day for a year. I would know that on whatever date, whatever time, that I did not do it. And I wouldn't be pounding my chest being so proud of myself if that were the case. 75 Hard taught me a shit ton about myself. And one of them is that integrity, self-integrity is everything. So I stand nothing to gain from lying about it. And if you do think I'm lying, I don't know what to tell you, man. So how I was able to do this every single day for an entire year straight with really not even being close to missing it. There's been a few times where I sat down in bed and I thought, oh no, still got to record a show. But I don't think I was ever dozing off and then thought, oh shit, so we're good. But anyway, how was I able to stick with it? Well, I made it as easy as possible as I could to stick with this. Meaning, I would press record on the voice memos app and I would talk. And if I said anything dumb, oh well, better not say anything dumb from here on out. If I said anything that I didn't want to have in the show, or if it was a long awkward pause or whatever, I just kept it in. Because that allowed me to skip the editing process, to skip all that stuff. I just record, upload. And it was simple. It took, the first 100 episodes were a minimum of 20 minutes each. But the whole process of writing about a show, recording a show, uploading it, takes less than, unless the show like today is over an hour long, it takes 20 minutes. And I have 20 minutes every day. Everybody on fucking planet Earth has 20 minutes every day. You drive at least 20 minutes per day. I guarantee you. So 10 of those minutes could be talking. The other 10 could be using voice chat to write the description. And then you could go somewhere, sit down for a sec, and take 3 minutes to upload it. Because you can do it all from your phone. So there's virtually no excuse for why somebody couldn't do what I just did. I don't even think that it was that hard. You just push record and you talk. If you listen to the show, you'll know. Over half of these episodes, I clicked record not knowing what I was going to talk about. There's a good stretch of them where I click record and I say, hey guys, what's going on? I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I just press record and challenge myself. Now, honestly, I can say that's not even a challenge for me. I just click record and I'm like, all right, what's going on, guys? So today's yada, yada, yada. Here's what I'm working on. Here's what I'm blah, blah, blah. It's also documentation, so it's easy to find something to talk about. I don't have to try to be an expert and try to teach someone something. I'm just telling people what I do, what I'm trying to do, where I'm headed, my goals, my beliefs. And I've kind of gotten more comfortable with that as I kept going. So that's that. When I first started, I was so nervous to record anything because I was scared of anybody hearing me. And now fast forward a year later, I've recorded a show in front of another human being, I think 5 times now. I feel a lot more confident with the pauses and controlling what I'm saying. I know that I've improved my speech. I don't know how much, but I know that it's improved. Everything's really good compared to day one. That's the key. That's the key part there. Everything's great compared to day one. I feel like there's a lot better flow with what I'm talking about. I feel like there's a lot more confidence in how I'm speaking. I feel like I have a lot more direction with where I want to talk, with what I want to talk about. And obviously, since I've been doing this year, I have a better idea of what I need to document, what I shouldn't document, what's important, what's not, and how to stay organized. Because as you heard earlier, I got the whole change log of everything that I updated in the career of this podcast from May 12th. So I'm just trying to document everything. I want to have a whole scrapbook of shit. Oh, that was the other thing. I also started on 325 copy and pasting the transcription of every episode into a Word doc file. That file has over 400 pages of transcriptions from this podcast in the last 40 episodes. So it seems about one episode is 10 pages of transcriptions, which means I'm going to have 73,050 pages of transcriptions from the podcast when it's all said and done. That's crazy. That's a big book right there. If you were to print that out, we're going to get some ChatGPT out. I'm going to see how thick that is because I'm very curious. ChatGPT would know. How thick is 73,050 pieces of standard printer paper? All right, it's doing some math. Guys, this is nuts. A standard piece of printer paper is about 0.1 millimeters thick. To estimate the thickness of 73,000 pieces of printer paper, here's the math. So it's 73,050 times 0.01, which is 7305 millimeters. That is equivalent to 24 feet. 24 feet. So what are some common objects that are 24 feet tall? Two-story building. A typical two-story house is around 24 feet tall. A telephone pole is around 24 feet tall. A giraffe can be 24 feet tall. Semi-truck trailer, 13 to 14 feet tall. So a semi-truck pulling doubles. That's not right, dude. That's way more than 24 feet. The fuck? Basketball hoop times 2. That's fucking 20 feet. God damn it, not 24. So imagine 2.5 basketball hoops tall. That's how many pages would be documentation of 20 years of a podcast. So if we go back to what I was talking about, dude, I can't believe I'm still talking right now. I want to go to bed. If we go back to what I was talking about earlier with going to 60 years from now, so I'd be 87, times this number by 4, so we would have 96 feet. 96 feet, so it'd be 10 basketball hoops tall. 96 feet is 10-story building. Pages of me talking. So that's a fun fact. I love stuff like that. And okay, when I first started the podcast, I was doing phase 1 of Live Hard. Had no idea for a supplement brand, but then I started that. And then I realized, I need money. And now here I am running my coaching business again, getting that off the ground. Dude, I just want to go to bed. I'm getting upset now. I just want to go to bed. But now I have to record this, upload it. Dude, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed, man. I just want to go to bed. I'm trying to think of what else I can share on the show. Just all the stats. It's the statistics show. As far as microphones go, I just have this Fifine mic. Cost $30 off Amazon. I used it over half the shows. The other half is just my phone, like now. It's just my phone. Right there. Maybe, 10%, 20% is from my laptop. Well, despite it being 365 shows or days in a row, I did record 388 shows or 81 shows because I have... shit. Because I have those half episodes and the 357C and the 292B. And the reason why I did that is because I just had more to talk about. So I just wanted to record more, so I did. It happened a lot while I was doing Live Hard because I would do my outdoor workouts and I just had more shit to say. So that's what I did. So I'm coming up on 400 episodes. But yeah, guys, that's if I have more to say, then tomorrow's a new day and I'll talk about it then. I'm falling asleep talking right now. So I'm going to end the show. Well, actually, what you're about to hear is the live coaching call after this part ends. But yeah, that's the show, guys. That's it. You're about to hear the live coaching call. But yeah, I'm very thankful to This is some real shit. I'm very thankful for every single person who's given my stuff a try. I wouldn't have thought that I'd have 3,100 listens in the first year. I don't know what I thought, but I just didn't think that. And of course, I'm proud of myself, but the goal is 20 years, so 19 more to go. But it is pretty crazy, though, to think that 1 year went by just like that. And here I am making a year one episode. Life flashes right before your eyes. I swear, this is crazy. But to anybody who's given my stuff a try, thank you so much. It's cool to think that somebody out there is listening to what I'm saying on a daily basis. One more thing. My top 2 listeners that I know of for sure is my Aunt Shawnee and then my beautiful girlfriend Lexi. She's definitely number 1. And then Shawnee's probably a really, really close second. Because I believe Lexi has listened to I could be so wrong, but I think it's every episode after 150 or so. And then every episode below 113. So she listens to a couple old ones per day and then the newest one per day, which is so crazy. Love you, babe. And then with Shawnee's my aunt, lived in her house when I started the show. So shout out to Shawnee. I'd have to have Jake and Shawnee. Jake is my cousin. Shawnee's my aunt. I'd have to have them tell you their perspective. Maybe I'll have them record something and put it on here. I don't know. But they would say that they'd walk by my room because it's right by the bathroom, and they would just pause for a sec and hear me just talking every single night. And I guess they just thought I really liked talking on the phone, which is so ironic because I hate talking on the phone. Which is double ironic because I have a podcast where that's all I do is talk. So there's that. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. It's been an incredible year. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. And this is not the episode for going over what I've achieved or haven't achieved. That's a milestone episode. This is just 1 year. Happy 1 year to me. So 1 year ago today, I started a podcast. Today, I have 365 episodes. Just to hammer home the point, I never once thought about quitting. I never once thought about, what if I just stop now before I'm ahead? Or I guess while I'm ahead, whatever it is. I never got upset because I didn't get any listens, or I don't know if that's entirely true. I'm sure I got feeling kind of shitty about only having 2 listens on one day or whatever. But I do think that a huge reason why I am 365 deep is because the first 100, I didn't say anything to anybody. I had to commit to 100 podcast episodes before anybody could know about it. So I think that taught me more about just doing the work to do the work rather than doing the work to get attention or likes or views or shares or anything. Because I was doing this every day for 100 days straight. Not one person on goddamn planet Earth knew about it. So why would I do it? Well, it's because it was a goal. I wanted to prove to myself that I could. And if I'm going to do this for 20 years, then I'm going to need to be okay with not receiving any kind of anything from anybody ever. So I just kind of accepted. I was just okay with the work that was required to do. And then 75 Hard happened. I only let a few people know that I was doing it. The family that I lived with, and then a couple social media followers, they knew about it. And then I just completed it. And I cried because I proved to myself that I could do it, man. And then what else was there? So yeah, I think a big lesson for me in the last year was to just start. That's it. I wouldn't even have the show if I didn't start then. Who knows what I'd be doing now if I didn't have a podcast to do every single day. Maybe I'd be richer. Maybe I'd be poor. Maybe I have, who knows? I'll tell you what, dude, I wouldn't have a podcast that had 365 episodes if I didn't start. That's just really cool, man. Didn't wait till... Actually, let's see something real quick. I'm curious. Siri, what day of the week was October 18th? Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. What day of the week was October 18th, 2023?
It was Wednesday, the 18th of October, 2023.
Wow, guys, it's like I practice what I preach. I didn't start on a Monday or October 1st or January 1st. I started on a middle of the week, goddamn Wednesday. That's when I started phase 1. I didn't wait till goddamn Monday. I just started. Oh, let's see this. Hey, Siri, what day of the week was July 29th, 2023?
It was Saturday, the 29th of July, 2023.
Guys, just start. Fuck Monday. Shit doesn't exist. All right. We'll leave it on that note. So now what you're about to hear is the coaching call. Again, guys, thank you. 1 year. Hell yeah. Here's the year 2. All right. Here's the coaching call. All right. I'm in a Zoom call now. Just started. It's the Monday and the Friday Zoom call. It's a coaching call. This one's a Q&A. So I'm going to learn some shit today. Like the last one, what I'm going to do is... Oh, we're getting set up. Hold on.
Your new MacBook Pro.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in a thing now. There we go. Yeah, so like last time, like I was saying, I've got to record itty bitty pieces of this. I'm really distracted, so that way I can document this, but not the whole thing. So anyway, here I am.
you can keep yours.
But yeah, what's up, squad? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are killing it, crushing it. Happy Friday. Drop some wins.
All right, so on this, I should have a question that was asked, so they might go over my question. So I'm going to try my best to click record when that happens, and then we'll go. You can see my question, and then they can answer my question. I'll record that whole thing.
Skinny guy looking to gain.
Okay, this is my question.
Demographic is generally high schoolers. The broke college guys living off of student aid, not far enough along in their careers to have financial means. Clearly, this doesn't apply to all. I agree. I was that young skinny guy, and I can relate 10 times more to those guys than someone who might be trying to lose weight. My story is the young skinny guy story. So far, my content has been about the latter because vast majority of the population has struggled with weight loss, not weight gain. It makes sense on paper to choose the bigger pool of people. I'm going to challenge you on this. Some limiting beliefs, previous advice, and lack of certainty all mixed in here. Question is, should I change my avatar from overweight men to skinny guys? Is there a strategic way to go after men in general as opposed to aforementioned categories? Okay. And you said I could give it to you. I'm pretty sure this is Bryce. All right. So, okay. There was something that jumped out at me about the way you wrote that. Remove the word young. Skinny guys are underserved in the fitness space. There are so many men out there that wish they could put on muscle, don't feel confident with what they see in the mirror, that would kill to feel the way that we feel, most of us, when we look in the mirror. There are guys that are in their 40s that are where you were. There are guys in their 30s. There are guys in every age group that relate to that skinny guy that feels like they look in the mirror and they're like, people don't see the man that I am because they see this. Right? And if that's who you connect with, that is an underserved community. So I can understand where you're like, oh, it makes sense to go for the bigger pool, but everybody's in that pool. Stand out and help the person that is underserved that needs you. Because somebody who hasn't ever experienced that can't help him the way that you can. Right? They're not going to be able to do the same thing that you can do for that man. They're not going to be able to relate to him the same. They're not going to connect the same. So do I think that you should, honestly, if that's where your heart is, then yes, that's where I think you should coach. And I personally don't think we should ever pick an avatar because, oh, it looks easy or it looks, and I'm not saying you picked it because it looked easy, but I've just seen it a lot of times with students where they're like, oh, this seems like it would be an easier road for me to walk, or this person seems like they have money, so I'm going to target them. It's like if I was a high school or a college, if I was in college right now and I didn't have a lot of money and I'm in my dorm room eating ramen noodles. I don't know what's up with me and college students and ramen noodles. It's just my thing lately. If that's me right now and I want to target entrepreneurs, do you think entrepreneurs are going to feel connected to me? No. So I'm targeting this person because I'm like, oh, they got money to give me. But they're going to take one look at me and they're going to be like, nah, I want somebody who can walk my walk and who has walked my walk and who could talk my talk. And that's what you can give to your avatar that not everyone can. So I think that there is a huge market for you and that they are very underserved in the fitness space of men who want to gain muscle, who identify as feeling not as confident as they would like to feel, or they feel like that women don't look at them the way they want to be looked at. I feel like there's a lot there for you. And to make that switch, honestly, you don't really have to do anything fancy. You literally just change your statement and start making content for that man. Now, you are probably going to still get men who want to lose weight that come to you because they look at you and you have the body type they want. You don't have to turn them away. If you want to serve them and you can serve them, by all means, bring them in, serve them. Does that help? Yes? Okay, good. Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Shel.
That was my question right there. So you can rewind that if you want. You can listen to that. But that was my question. She answered. That's fucking sick, dude. So taking that, definitely going to rewatch this. But yeah, so I'll be back. All right, so I'm an hour into the call. About 45 minutes into the call. Learned a lot, taking lots of notes. Really fucking cool. So, yep. I'm about an hour in, but I've just had so many, I would call them genius ideas, and I can't wait to implement them. I'm learning so much, dude. Hour and a half deep, still learning, still going. I think this is the last question, but it's been successful so far.
Most times I'll cool. I do have a special call for you guys that I'm going to be leading on Monday. It's going to be about essentials, what you guys need, whether it's equipment, whether it's softwares, whether I'm gonna make basically everything one-stop shop for you guys. So basically every questions that you have in terms of what mics should I use, what kind of editing, or what features should I learn, or what
cool.
Putting all that together. Cool. So you guys can just get better at content and
cool. All right, that's the phone call. It lasted about an hour, 10 minutes. Learned a lot. I asked the question in the group. They addressed it head on, answered my question to me, which gave me a lot of relief, a lot of confidence boost. The reason why I feel much better that they answered that question, aside from obvious reasons, is because in the past, with previous masterminds, I was taught, I'm not sure if I was taught, I was just told that the type of person that I want to attract and I want to follow, the person that I want to attract and help and transform them, whatever, it's called your ideal avatar, your ideal client, the person that checks off all the boxes of the person that you're trying to reach and attract to your offer. If I'm talking about golf, I'm not going to market to football players. If I'm talking about basketball, I'm not going to be posting about bowling shoes, stuff like that. So that's how you go about picking the person that you want to help. And in the past, I've been told that the skinny guy, the young skinny guy, and if you heard what her name is Shal, what she said in the call, she said, take young out of it. There's plenty of 40-year-old guys that are skinny looking to gain muscle and get big. And she said it was an underserved market of people. So that made me feel a little bit better, because in the module that I was learning from of how to pick your ideal avatar, your ideal client, the person you want to serve, it should be, you know what, I'm going to pull it up because I have notes, and I take notes on everything for, honestly, just to retain the information. I usually take notes and then rarely look at them again. And maybe I should change that, but it just helps me retain the information better. So if I come in here, where is it? So the criteria of somebody you should help. You can actually help them. So I can help anybody lose weight. I can help anybody gain weight. I can do that. So that one checks off. You enjoy helping this person. I enjoy helping people lose weight. I enjoy helping people lose weight, gain weight, get muscle, whatever. You have walked in their shoes. Now here's the thing. So I haven't been fat or overweight. I think by the BMI scale, I am overweight technically, because I'm 185 pounds and I'm 6 foot. And I think that's actually I don't know. But I have muscle to my frame. So 6 foot, 185 right now, so whatever. But I've never been overweight where I had to lose 50 pounds. I've never had that before. I've never had the the big belly or the double chin, stuff like that. I've never really had that. I mean, of course, you catch a bad angle in me and I got all those things, but I haven't been that guy. But I have gone on cuts. I mean, I just lost 20 pounds on the 16-week cut. And 20 pounds may be somebody's ultimate goal. And here I am just doing it kind of willy-nilly because. So if I can help somebody like that. So I haven't walked in their shoes of being the fat guy or being the one that's always pointed at or whatever. But I do have gynecomastia for sure, which if you don't know, it's gyno. It's a side effect of too much, it's a side effect of using steroids. But it's just because of the imbalance of testosterone and estrogen, if I'm not mistaken. So you develop breast tissue, and that shit never went away from me. So I've got man boobs, and I've had them my whole life. That's a huge insecurity for me, even to this day. Even though I'm, quote, muscular and, quote, big and strong, I still don't really like taking my shirt off unless it's cold because nipples harden up, straight up and being honest. And then the man boob, puffy bullshit goes away. And it looks like I actually have pecs. So that's just me being real. So anyway, haven't been in their shoes necessarily, but I know how to lose weight and I have lost 20 pounds. I mean, I just lost 20 pounds in the last 16 weeks. I know what I'm doing. They have a pain that they want solved now. And in the past, I've been taught that the people that are overweight, there's more of them. They want their pain gone now. There's a lot more focus on overweight people than there is skinny people, which having a lot of aha moments. But I would say that people who are overweight probably have higher pain than somebody who's skinny and wants to gain weight. And I don't believe that, actually, because when I was skinny as shit, and I still feel that way, I don't think it ever goes away, but I remember I was sitting on my couch at home. My dad comes up to me, squeezes my arm. He says, when are you going to start hitting the gym? And I was 15 or 16 years old. I don't think I started lifting because of that, but I remember him saying that. I remember he squeezed my bicep because I'm sitting on the couch, my arm's behind my head, just relaxing. And love you, Dad, but you're not the biggest guy either, so I don't know why you're telling me that shit. This is 12 years ago, so whatever. But I remember that he did that. And then I remember I went to the gym with my uncle and with my uncle Kyle for the first time. The reason why is because my aunt and my mom went to the gym. They were buddies, and my uncle needed a partner. So my uncle said, hey, Bri, come with us. You be my workout buddy. And I thought, okay, fine. So I went, and the rest is history. Here I am. So shout out to Kyle. Wouldn't say that he's the sole purpose of me lifting weights, but a good part of it. So there you go. Went to Planet Fitness. Couldn't even bench the bar on the Smith machine. No lie. Couldn't even do that. I was so weak. So I get that. So I guess maybe they do have the same pain. And then here's the last one. They can pay you. That's the fifth point of the criteria for the person you want to serve. So I've always seen, and I've always been taught, like you heard in the question, that the younger guys, and that's the key part that I think I'm focusing too much on, the young guys. The younger you are, period, the less advanced you are in your career and further along you are with finances and life in general. Someone right out of high school is probably working at Subway making $8.50 an hour, but somebody who's my age, they might be working wherever they're working making $31.28 an hour. That's what I make right now. And they can definitely afford the shit because I now pay $500 a month for this shit. So there's proof right there. So when Shal answered the question saying get rid of the whole young part, just focus on focus on the skinny guys with these pain points, then that kind of erases the thing. So I think that has been my problem, just focusing on the young part of it rather than just them as a person. So that's the criteria. So I check off the boxes. Can I actually help somebody build muscle and get strong? Fuck yes, I can do that. I did it for myself. I've done it for, I have the testimonials, 17 people on Google. Damn it, I did not want to say I was putting more focus right there on not saying than even what I was going to say. On Google reviews. Why can't I think of what to say? Whatever. Do I enjoy helping someone? I would much rather help somebody get big, strong, jacked than lose weight. I'll help both. I've walked in their shoes. I've been the skinny guy who couldn't even bench the bar. See, that's some clarity, man. That's awesome. They have a pain they want solved now. Yeah, they're tired of being skinny. Tired of being overlooked. They're tired of their shit not fitting. There's the being fat and your shit doesn't fit, and then there's being skinny and your shit doesn't fit. I think just diet culture, body positivity culture, whatever, it's all focused on the fatties. Never mind the thin guys who struggle to put on weight, struggle to put on muscle, who look like walking skeletons. Never mind them, right? Because they're healthy, they're fine. No, absolutely not. And this is clarity. I'm clarifying this shit as I even talk about it. So this is cool. And they can pay me. So rather than focus on the high school kids who can't pay me, I should focus on the older guys that can. So my thought was, it's a much bigger pool. Well, listen, if you're not overweight and you're not obese, you're either fit or correct weight, whatever that is, average weight. I don't know. Average weight's fucking obese in America now. So I don't know. It blows my mind still to this day. It's normal not to be healthy in the U.S. by definition, because 70% of the U.S. population, of men in the U.S. are overweight. And then however many percent, 30% are obese. It's crazy, dude. It's normal. It's more common. You're average if you're a fat fuck. It's crazy. For a different way to think about it, it would be like saying to do well, to be average in school, you need to get a D- or better. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but maybe it was. Who gives a fuck, dude? So anyway, that's the criteria. Keep it real here. That's the criteria. That's what I'm learning. So going back and forth, there's more questions. Let's see. I wrote some notes. I'm trying to find it. So long, awkward silence. Hold on one second. Right. So your niche could be the old you. And why could it be the old you? Because it's hard to lead someone where you haven't been, and it may not have. Oh, what the fuck? Where is it? Cool, man. Don't know. Well, I took notes, and so anyway, nice. But anyway, I'm recording this before anything else, but I'm going to put this after what I talked about earlier, because I want to talk about the year-long episode. So if you're hearing this, I already talked about it. This is the end of the show. So yeah, I appreciate you guys listening. 1 year podcasting every single day. Haven't missed one day. One day, haven't missed a single one. Every single day, I've incorporated a minimum, I would say an average of 20, 30 minutes of podcasting, talking to myself, writing about my shit, documenting what I'm thinking, wins, losses, decisions, everything like that. And it's cool because a year ago, I was just completing phase one, I was just completing 75 hard a year ago. 1 year ago today, started phase one. Lots can happen in a year. So let this be some sort of inspiration, some kind of reminder, proof for you that if you're freaking the fuck out because it's going to take a whole year for you to do this or that or whatever, the year's going to pass no matter what you do or don't do. Time's going to go on. People are going to die. People are going to be born. Businesses are going to be built. Businesses are going to fall. New inventions are going to happen. Everything happens. It's just, you can't stop it. So by saying, oh, it's going to take too long, I'm not going to, it's like saying that you're not going to entertain yourself on the car ride to wherever you're going because the car ride is too long. You know? Yeah, the journey to success is 20 years, so I'm not going to even try. Why? Fuck. So anyway, guys, that's the show. Year one of the podcast is done. Boom. On to year two. Let's go.